Introduction. My name is Georgi Wauran. NIM 192101552. This text from the video summary. I spent my career thinking about how to improve the teaching and learning of science. Landscape over the last 500 years or even more particularly in the last 50 years or most particularly in the last 5 years in the way that evolution has occurred in the classroom. Directions of new instructional technologies really changing the way that education has been performed over the last hundreds of years and in particular over the last decades. We don't need to print to text. I think it's a question worth asking one is the print a textbook an improvement over the oral tradition. Flair's descriptions to stay constant over time and so by introducing the print a textbook you facilitate a particular piece of knowledge for as long as that books exist. And that's why the text is an improvement over oral tradition. Take if it's gained widespread achievement set, that means that particular adaptations must be advantageous, weighting the improvement of higher education otherwise. What is a better? What can you do without introductional technology that you couldn't do before? Why it's the improving? Things that really existed in the world it's so you submitting that existed after the war today. Chelia's kinds textbooks, these sorts of illustrations are very sophisticated. They resolving you things that you cannot see otherwise. Living cells that otherwise you'll be very difficult to visualize and so those sorts of drawings of becomes. And new for the full color Texas we have today at first test was just uses so you pretty pictures. Here's a pretty picture of a jungle or out of a flower's colors is used in very sophisticated ways to encode information writing books the color. Miss you something but you begin to recognize how particular colors are used for particular instructional purpose. Where is it improved? The learning improvements of or consider the education of machines in biology. Heaters for communications cartage of wave purposes as using animations, videos, that's source of mediated convey movement. I know that I call teach test acronym white just at awkward because that's how I used to do it but I also know that I can keep it better. Animation when I can show it to you so every one of these steps represents in some way and we just need to take a step back and say, what is it? For any particular piece of technology, why use it? Why bother using a new introductional technology? Hey, I've given this a lot of thought and I decided there were reasons to use a particular introductional technology. Think about giving a title the why you think about your own subject and indeed by the end of my talk I'm going to contract the order that I'm presenting. Instructional technology represent a significant conversion over that we've been doing in the past. Time saving evergrace great professors variables and it I can for example use clickers electronic classroom response systems take attendance. Attention traditionally white paper me a lot of time it's very efficient. That's a good reason, but not particularly compelling reasons to use a technology. The manual for the Jeep to learn how to drive it will inside where were not instruction on how to the this there was above reference to the instructional DVD. Summarize, this is we always have to make sure that the learning comes first, never let the technology tail wag the learning dog. When we're the very right now to go on like shadow puppets and essential mean the I would rather do that this spends a couple minutes but only with the technology because I've lost track of my purpose what is. You always make sure that the technology is serving the learning and not the other way around.